Hello, welcome. We are live, and we are live from Virginia, USA. This is the continuation of the discussion where I said we are talking about saving money. Saving money. I call it the Global Saving Money Movement. I'm Sherifa Nakalema here in Virginia, USA. Welcome. I saw you all. How about welcome, Chimera. Penny Now is in the house. How about welcome, Chimera? Sorry. One of my phones is on. I'm so sorry. So welcome. I saw Sophia in the house. Welcome. So we try to make this brief. It's a continuation. I'm here daily. I'm using StreamYard. If you're wondering, it does it well, right? Put your name over there. If you want to try StreamYard, by the way, look in the description of this video. They put a link in there. When you set it up, they put a link. If you want to come try it out, you try it out free. So this conversation is so important. I have to give a little brief of why I'm doing this and why I'm passionate about this. I've been online for 6 years. And the very first time I started online, when I had like a viral video, I said, we need more money. Because at that time, I was sharing a story of my husband having an accident and the struggle. I decided to clean homes because of that, what happened. And and when I saw that actually could make money online, I was so excited. I was buying programs, doing all this. Then I started sharing. I said, do you know could make money online? So I was so happy, thinking everyone would be excited. Okay, people are excited, but they are lukewarm. You are lukewarm. You know, lukewarm means you're sort of like that. Do you know why? Because you are comfortable. You have your job, you're paying your bills. You don't feel the need. You haven't, lucky for you, or you're blessed, haven't gone through what I went through. Or maybe you even did, but it didn't shake you enough. So I've been inviting people. I said, please come learn. Please, people come, start, stop. I said, you know what? Now I'm going to bring this message in a different way. So I went and researched, and I got 10 categories of where our money goes, right? From housing, from utility bills, from insurance, all these things we pay. So I said, how about I do this experiment to show you that actually think you are comfortable, but maybe you are not. So I called a Zoom, and I had a few people on. I said, let's go through these 10 expenses, write them down, put amounts on them, deduct from your income, see how you are doing. It didn't come out really well. They found that actually they're not making enough money. And that's what I've been trying to show, that we're not making enough money, yet I'm asking you to save money. So how are you going to save money when you don't have enough? So I said, okay, now that we've confirmed this experiment, we need more money. Let me take it on the road. This is the road. I brought it out of Zoom and brought it here. In fact, I recorded that recording, that discussion, and it's on here. I have a video right here. 2 videos before this one but it has to be a video. Right now, we are in the live category. You know, on YouTube, they are live and the videos. So the most recent video is that discussion, the Zoom discussion. If you want to go hear it, you could go see, because I show you all those expenses. By the way, soon I'll start showing things on the screen here. I'm starting to figure out this software. I could start to show you things on the screen, share screen. I'll do that soon after I figure it out how it works. So those are 10 categories. And now I'm coming every day to discuss one of them, one, so that you can also sit down and say, okay, how am I doing? Because we want to first know how much we are making and how much we are paying right now. Then we see if we have a difference or any shortage. And also this series that I'm doing, I'm showing you tips how to save on these bills. Yesterday we discussed housing. Now we are discussing utilities. So that's what I'm doing today. After that, after you know that how you are, maybe you want to make more money. That's why I wear these shirts. This shirt is a Skool. This one, I invite you to my free community. And that's where we talk about now making more money and saving and investing, all that stuff inside there. But let's first figure out how we are doing. So today, welcome. Those who are watching it later, please, in the comments, put where you are. Where are you in the chat? Let's see. Where are you? Which country? I like to know the country, because then I know as I speak that, okay, I'm talking to people in the USA or people, because the situations are different. Oh, electricity, the problem over here in Uganda. Yeah, someone water is fair, but others have high bills. Okay, they were discussing the chat. I asked them to discuss before I came on. So someone is saying where the water price is fair, the electric is bad. So this is what we're going to do, and hopefully I could finish quickly. People say I speak so fast. YouTubers speak so fast. You didn't know that? If you are so slow, they don't like it. They want you to go fast. Okay? Fast, back to fast. So I just gave you the background why I'm doing this. Number two, I'm going to talk about utility bills. We're going to name them. And then we're going to talk about ways to reduce bills, and then quick tips to save on every month. I found out some things, by the way, before I even start this. I found some stories. One person told a story of getting a $2,000 bill in 1 month. You know what $2,000 is? If you're in Uganda, it's 7 million a month, like on a water bill, that was electric. And another one told a story. Okay, they were telling stories, and then they said that the high electricity bills here in America, they're because of AI, artificial intelligence data centers. I said, what? Okay, that's complicated. That the AI data centers, because people are using AI more, it's affecting the bills. I said, what? That because it's all technology, they were explaining it. My simple brain didn't catch it. But what they were saying, that AI is affecting electric bills here in America. And then someone told that was the water bill, 2,000. And then when they investigated, they found it was to do with storms. But I've had a water bill that was high. I've had a house which was built here. That is, when they build houses, they bring one company to install whatever is needed, right? So the company installed bad pipes. They put plastic pipes at that time. This was a project that was done, I think, in the 80s. I think that was in the 80s. So they put bad pipes. And once they discovered that they put bad pipes, there was a lawsuit that covered, like, all the people put this company to court. And the company was instructed to pay the people enough money to replace their pipes. So for me, when I went into this house, buying the house, I didn't know that story. So the house pipes were breaking like every week. The house was flooding every week. I said, what's going on? Then people said, yeah, we had a story here. The pipes were breaking and people were paid money to replace them. It looks like that one didn't replace the pipes. I said, what? So the water bill was so expensive, and then the plumbing was so expensive too, because you have to call a plumber every time, until I saved up enough money to replace the pipes in the whole house. That was my story. It's a bad one, because the water bill was high, the plumbing all the time. I had to change the carpet from carpet to wood, flowers, because of this issue. Okay, so that was my horror story about this. Now let's go to the utility bills. So I've got did some research. Please like it and share with your friends. Even if they watch it later, it's still okay. Still okay. Me, I'm doing my job right here, just putting the information out. Yeah, share it with your friends. Okay, I found these are the list. I want to use this to make it easy. I'm reading it from here. I wrote it out. Electricity. When you talk about utility bills, we're talking electricity. We're talking water. Okay, lights, appliances, heating, cooling. That falls under electricity. Then water. Water falls into, okay, plumbing, the irrigation. Some people do farming. They need water. Trash, wastewater. I'm seeing here from my research. Those are categories of water that you pay for. Then gas. Some people use gas. I use gas where I am here, but some people don't use gas. So gas, propane, heating, cooking, hot water. Sometimes the water heaters use gas, sometimes electric. So the one I use is gas. Then internet, Wi-Fi or whatever you use to connect to the internet, that one is a cost. Then cable, TV, streaming services, and these, if you are like doing some connection, watching TV, all that stuff, that's an expense. So trash, here we have an issue of trash, like separating plastics, like things they have to pick them. For example, when we have like we collect all the trash or dust. What do you call it? Garbage. People use different languages. In America, they use different words. They call it trash. So we have days they pick up trash, but this trash you have to actually separate it out because of the recycle, the environmental stuff. So you have to separate the glass and the plastics and the normal trash like that. So the service to pick it up is paid for. You have to pay every month. Right now, where I am, it's almost like $100 every month for the HOA services. That's the one that do that. Then sewage. Some people bill sewage from the toilets and stuff. They bill it separate, others bill it together. Where I live, they bill sewage together with water. Some pay a separate bill. Okay, phone, landline. Now, the phone, there are some people who still have those landline phones, and then they have the cell phones. Can you imagine? You have to pay for the landline, which is the line with, like, the one that doesn't move, the landline, and then you pay cell phone bills. So it's really expensive to have phones. I'm about to share tips to how you save on those bills. So phone, landline, all these are utilities. HOA fees, I already said that. It's called homeowner association fees. Here in America, it's common, mostly because those associations, they manage all the homes in like a neighborhood. Like in a neighborhood, they have HOA, and the HOA homeowners association manages everything, like the trash, cutting grass, all that stuff. So, and painting pavements, that. So we have to pay that bill like every month. Homeowners, they pay that. Yeah, and then that's where the trash sometimes it's included also. And then security systems. If you have security systems, that's a separate bill. Yeah. So is there a bill I didn't mention? If you come and watch it later and found I didn't mention a bill in the utilities, please add it on in the comments or right now, those in the chat. Is there something I didn't mention? I said, let me recap really quickly. Electric, water, gas, internet or Wi-Fi, cable, streaming services, trash, recycling, sewer, phone line, landline, HOA, security. I think I could add subscriptions. Subscriptions like here, if you are on YouTube and you're paying YouTube Premium, there's so many subscriptions, like every month you pay this, you pay that, something Google, something, all those are under utilities. If you go, you pay, for example, Google. They have Google Drive, and if you save your videos, photos over there, and it becomes full, they ask for monthly, like you have to pay every month. So many things, like for us who are online. Anyway, this is like business kind, but you could be doing it for fun. Like pay for Canva, you pay for CapCut, you pay for all these things. Yeah, you put all those right there. Okay, now, how do we reduce the bill? How do we reduce the bill? I'm not interacting much because I wanted this to be a short live. You watch it later, and we could chat a little bit after. Let me go through, because some of you are about to sleep. It's really late. So ways to reduce the bill. Here for electricity, they're suggesting that you switch to energy efficient LED bulbs. Then they're suggesting unplug devices when not in use. I think that's hard. Can you imagine you unplug your computers, you unplug everything, like when you are not using it? I think many people don't do that. You leave it in, right? So try to do that. Then they say use programmable thermostats. Yes, I've seen this because I use clean homes and I saw how people did it. So you could have the heating and cooling, right? A system, you could say, during the day when I'm not home, let it be at 60. But then at around 5 p.m. when I'm back, it moves, you program it to get high up, to warm up, and then it goes maybe 70, 75, or so like that. So if you did that, you save some energy. Because you're not home, it doesn't have to be like really warm. And when you are coming home, it gets the right temperature according to how you programmed it. I think that's a good idea. Some people switch it off, but I mean, I'm talking about the heating and cooling systems here in the USA. But I was told that actually switching it off completely is not a good idea because it takes a lot of energy to come back up to normal temperature. So switching it off, just lowering it is better, because if you cut it off completely, switch off, then it has to run to come back up. So it uses energy. Again, someone telling me. Okay. Air dry clothes. Oh, someone suggested that you just wash. Instead of using washer and dryer, just wash and just maybe hang your clothes instead of using a dryer. Dryer uses a lot of electricity, a lot of energy. Yeah, that's a tip. Maybe if you're bad off, you're like in a situation you want to save, you could do that. Just use the washer and then hang your clothes up and just avoid using the dryer. That's what it means. Then it said air dry clothes instead of using a dryer. So how about saving water? While we are on this topic of saving, before I forget, I want to mention that I learned, I think a long time ago, someone was saying that using energy at night is cheaper. So if you have machines that run, that are optional, what time you run it, like a dishwasher or even washing clothes, all these things, do them at night. That the rates for night, like they have the peak times. I think the peak times are charged more. Is that true? I don't know. You could put in the comments that peak times cost higher. So if you run your machines at night, you save energy. Is that true? Try it. I've used that trick, but I don't know if it saved me money. I didn't track it. But I like to run things at night. Dishwash at night, water, washing. Sometimes I wash anytime. But if you really, I was thinking of saving, I would wash at night. Use machines at night. They say the rates are lower. I don't know. Someone who knows about this, put in the comments. Okay, so how about water? So water, we are talking about saving. How do you save money on water? I already shared my weird story of the house that was leaking. So fix leaks immediately, especially the toilet. So if you have a toilet that has this sound as like that, it's leaking. It's water is running, but you don't know. So like when you flush a toilet, it's supposed to cover up back and put in the water in the tank, right? But if it has that sound, it means the water is just going through. It didn't close up, so the water is just running. It's not filling up. So be aware of that with that sound. When you hear it, the toilet needs to be checked and also fix that. It's a little piece that causes that problem. It means it's not covering up. When it flushes, it's like you flush the toilet. It's supposed to go up, and that little thing, I don't know what they call it, it blocks down so that it fills up. But if it stays open, the water is going to go. And then you end up with a big bill you don't know. You could have a leak somewhere. If you see a dot of water anywhere, somewhere, check it, because it means water could be gathering somewhere and you don't know there is a leak in the house. So check. And they're saying also, which I did, this one I did before, install a low, we are talking about saving water. Install low flow shower heads and faucets, meaning instead of having a shower that showers like water comes in full force a lot, go buy a smaller one and change it so that the water doesn't come so fast and not like that, not too much. But then you could be switching it. One time I switched it to get from the one that I think the house, people who live there were using that kind, the slow one, and it was annoying. So I went and switched and bought another one that had more pressure. So it depends. But that's a tip. Go change the shower head to get one that takes less water. And also, the thing I saw also, that the houses that were built a long time ago, they had the toilet tank that was big. It was bigger. And then I saw that when they were building these newer homes, they were using a toilet tank that was smaller. It's like almost half. So they realized that flushing a toilet shouldn't take that much water. So they make them smaller to reduce water. You could even go and decide that I'm changing the size of the tank for my toilet to save water. That's a tip. Then they said, collect rainwater for gardening. Yep, that if legal in your area. Some places they don't allow collecting water. That's interesting, rainwater. They said instead of using your water, like the water from inside on your plants, to water, like if you garden and stuff like that, get some containers when the rain comes and get us some water to use. Yeah, saves. Even washing cars also takes water. So if you like to wash your own car, That's a lot of water. You may find that going out and washing it is cheaper if you wash frequently. I'm just sharing tips. Okay, then it talks about the way you save water again. When you have to wash clothes, especially, or whatever you're washing or running a dishwasher, make sure it's full. So when you're washing, wait for the full load. They're saying run full loads, not half, so that you don't have to keep running, washing. You put a full one, but I have daughters who make it too full. I say, what? You put all this in here? Yeah, they like to make it full. That's not good either. They say when you read the instructions on the machine, washing machine, clothes are supposed to be loose as you drop them in there, not too packed that when it cleans, like everything is so squeezed. Yeah, that's the tip. Okay, gas. How do we save on gas? And propane, service appliances to maintain efficiency. If you service your like heating and cooling, don't wait for it to stop working. Maintain it. I think it has something somewhere, maybe every year, every 2 years. You service it so that it's like a car. A car needs service. So when you service your car, everything, I think it uses fuel better, all that. That's what they're talking about. So service your appliances. And also when you service them, it's going to save you money because they don't break down. So yeah, service your appliances. Then seal windows, doors to prevent heat loss. You know, when you have windows that are loose, like a little air is coming through, because like we're about to get into the cold season here, and like a little air is coming through the windows, people replace windows on the whole house to avoid those leaks, the air leaking in, cold air. And so make sure you fix the leaks on windows. And then in fact, they have what they call steam, they call them, they're good for winter. They seal everything. You know, I didn't know that having curtains on windows is a good thing. It also saves energy. That instead of having windows without curtains, that also helps. Then lower mixed up heating and cooling and gas now. But you see some people use gas for heating. Yeah. So lower water heater temperature. In fact, they were showing how you do it. The water heater temperature, you know, the water heater, if you have a water heater, I remember I visited a friend who was turning it off and on. Like they turn on the water to heat it when you're about to take a shower or take a bath. But for us, we keep it hot all the time, that anytime the water is hot. That means this heat is run, the gas is working all the time to keep the water hot all the time. So they're saying lower the water heater temperature. Temperature maybe, I don't know if you keep lowering and putting back up, but they're saying lower it. Maybe so your water is not too hot. To keep it too hot, it means you're using more energy. How about internet and phone and cable? How do you save money? Compare providers and plans. But if you're not so lucky, like here where I live, they only have, two companies only. And for like water and electric, they don't give you any option. It's only one company. It's a monopoly. So only one company. In fact, I moved from one side to another of the city, and I went to a company where the water bill is like 3 times more. Yet it's the same area. They charge 3 times more. So I said, why is your company, this water is so expensive? They said they buy water. I didn't understand it. That they pay for their water. So the other company doesn't pay for their water, and this one pays for their water. So there's no option. We only have one company, and you can't switch. So they're saying, at least for cable and phone, we have 2. There are 2 competing ones. So you could switch from one to another. In fact, they compete for us all the time. They try to switch us to switch. So compare providers and see if you can save. Remove unnecessary add-ons. You know, it could be like, especially for cable and we're talking internet and cable. You have all these channels. We used to have a cable, 300 channels. You don't need them. You don't even have time to watch all these videos. To go to all these channels. So you can call them and change the plan to lower your bill. Then consider bundling services. Like right now here we use Comcast. So if you use Comcast, you could add on internet and cable and phone together. You could all have on the same company. In fact, they give you a discount if you use their same phone service. Yeah, so bundle, try to call them if they have all the services. So you use one company instead of paying like 3 separate bills. You see that they give you a discount. And then they check for seasonal promotions. Yes, I used to do that a lot with Comcast. They have these seasonal promotions. So when you are on a seasonal promotion, you pay like 40% less. That's a tip. How about if you want to save on trash and sewer and HOA and security, review if services are really necessary. Some services are necessary, I think. You can't live without sewer or trash. And then share bulk services with neighbors. Okay, that's a tip I never had. That if you pay with your neighbors together, then you pay less. Try it. I think, for example, the HOAs, those homeowners association, they have one service that comes and takes all the trash. I think they already did that. All the neighbors pay every month, and then the same company comes and cuts all the grass, and the same company comes and takes all the trash. I think they already did that. Then negotiate or switch providers. Yeah, it's possible. So that we're talking about how you save money. Now, quick tips to save every month. Let's see if there is something we haven't covered. The set a monthly budget. I said this shouldn't go over this and this should go over that. But if you are really, really careful about these bills, you can lower them. Especially if you have a family, children, people leave lights on the whole night, like hallway lights, maybe you don't need them. Like people do things. I had someone who was so annoying. When they were using the sink, they just open the water and let it run. Can you imagine? Like if they are cooking something over there and they need water, they let the water run without stopping it. Like they open the sink water and it's going. I say, why would you do that? You can't stop it. Yeah, so watch people's habits and talk about it, okay? Then track your usage versus last month. Yeah, I have my daughter who tracks it. They give you a graph. They show you, okay, you use more this month. It goes like this. They put on a graph. Then investigate. Like if you have a leaking toilet, that's the time to know. Put my fan on. It's getting, I have lights on. They tend to be hot over here. So my daughter actually uses this. They have a graph that comes with your bill. Even you go online, you log in, it shows how much you spent last month and how much water you used this month. So if you really look at those graphs, they could show you that something is wrong. We used to have a leak outside there in the parking lot, and it's those graphs that would show us that, you know what, we use much, much more. And then we found that it was leaking a little bit. Yeah, so we had to fix that one. How about another one? Use smart plugs and timers. Okay, I know about this one. That use smart plugs and timers for high use appliances. I think they put a timer to show you what's going on. Another one is group laundry, dishwashing, and heating during off-peak hours. That's what I was talking about. Use the machines off-peak hours. That these companies, they bill differently at night. If you use your machine at night, you find that rate off-peak hours is slower. Hopefully you can use that tip. They put it here too. And then they say, encourage household members to adopt every saving habit, to adopt energy saving habits. That's what I was saying. Teach the children to switch off lights when they don't need it, to switch off water, to not waste water. The other area where we waste water is brushing your teeth. Brushing your teeth, use a container. Instead of letting the sink like water go as you brush your teeth, put water in a container. Okay, encourage that. Then review bills for errors. Some bills have errors. That one I've never even tried to do. Sometimes utility charge incorrectly. Yeah, you check it, especially that graph. If it shows that, okay, it's so high this month, then take a look. You call them, they may find there was a problem. I never considered doing that. Okay, consider renewable options if feasible, solar panels, water saving devices. Yeah. So I had something here that I had where the way you save, That's the one from my research. But there's something else I had over here. That if you want to save on Wi-Fi, someone was saying that just call them and call them, or they said call them, not try to do it not on a weekend and not on, they said call them. Okay, one tip was call them and say, I'm switching my company, or I'm canceling the service. Let's scare them like that. By the way, I use that sometimes, but sometimes when I mean it, actually, I say I'm going to, I want to cancel this service, and then that's when they tell you they have these options. They offer you a discount, okay? But then they say don't call them on weekends and at night. I don't know why. Okay, they said, and I want to quote it right because I wrote it down here. Call weekend. Where did I write it? I write it somewhere. Let me find it for you because it's important what they said. When not to call them. Let me find where I put it. I was researching. Call not nights or weekends. That don't call them at night on weekends. I wonder why. And they said when you call those people on the phone, talk well, have a conversation with them. That if you have a good conversation with them, they know all these deals. They can give you deals. They have all these powers to. And sometimes, actually, even the person on the phone, if they can't do it for you, they say, "Okay, I connect you with a supervisor." If you're really good and say, "I'm having a hardship or something," yeah, they'll give you a discount. They tell you about those discounts. And then, especially when we're going through like COVID times, they say, or you say, just call and say, I'm going through a hardship. They say, okay, we have this plan that helps people with hardships. And they give you a lower rate. Okay, another one was, you said to them, this made me laugh, that you say, I'm canceling Wi-Fi. I'm actually canceling the whole internet. I don't need it. I'll just read books. You tell them that you just read books instead. Then you scare them. They'll give you a discount. Okay, that was fun. Then for the cell phone, I have my own tip because I see people I know right now. I know at least two people. AT&T, please don't come after me. But AT&T is so expensive. This is what happens. If you buy a phone, you want a new phone, they give you a payment plan. And they give you a payment plan on the new phone, but then you have to use their service, okay? The service, the phone and everything. But they make it so expensive that the service itself of using the data, right? The internet service. I said, why would I do that? So someone was saying the average they're paying $100 every month for the line. Another one I know pays like $80 every month. Yet me, I have some of you who know me, I have two lines. And my two lines, I pay just $46 a month. So one person paying $100 for just one line, or $80 for just one line, and I'm paying like $25. So the reason why those services, the difference is this. So the AT&T will bill you later. So they bill you later. You use and then they send you a bill. But me, I'm using prepaid. So here in America, if you want to save money, use prepaid service. You pay for the month that is starting. Someone may say, I don't want to pay before. Yes, I pay before. I save a lot of money. Two lines, they give them to me for just $46 prepaid. And then the other ones, the other reason why they're so expensive, I looked at a bill like that. In fact, I used to have that kind of bill. They put all these kinds of taxes. They put 911 tax, this kind of tax and that tax. I said, what? I think for us, they put in those taxes, but they are smaller. So, no. AT&T, you are too expensive. Yeah, I just said that. If you are using AT&T, but when I talk to these people, because I know them, they say, I like the convenience of paying later, but it's too expensive. Yeah. So what do you think? I just went through everything. For those of you who came later, I was talking about the reason why I'm doing this. I'm doing this because I realize we are in big trouble. We are just surviving. Some of us are not even making enough money to pay the monthly expenses. Yet, I'm saying we need to save. We need to save for emergencies. When an emergency happens, you need to be able to deal with the emergency. So let's first check to make sure we can pay the bill, and then we go to the next phase of making more money. Pay like more money on Skool. Let me show you. I'm inviting you to my community. I have a free community where we take this conversation to another level. Because, in fact, from here, I'm going there. When you watch this later, after it becomes a video, the link will be in the pinned comment, But right now, that same link I just shared is in the description. Come, I pay for my community $100 a month, but it's free. I make it free to make it easy for you to connect with me. So when you are there, I ask for 3 questions. You answer them, you come, and then I don't want just everyone coming in because some countries are not really allowed. This is international, but not everyone. 2 countries I know for sure are not allowed in Skool, Uganda and Nigeria. So you cannot make money on this platform, but you can join it. So I'm inviting you to join it. If you're in those countries, I'll figure out a way to show you some other tips you can make money. Although you can't make money on the platform, you cannot create a community yourself, but I'll show you other ways. So I'm inviting you to come, even if you're in those countries, but make sure you connect with me, send me a message and say, okay, I'm here, I'm from Nigeria or I'm from Uganda. Then we have other ways. You could work for someone else. You could like be a moderator or administrator, or I show you some other ways, things that in your country, okay? But please share. This is a movement to make money. And I say make money while you can, because you don't know. Things change while you can. Now I'm talking about this Skool. It could disappear. Who knows? We have TikTok. People make money on TikTok. Then one day they said, TikTok is banned. So you never know when things will happen. So let's do things while we can. Right now I'm inviting you. Click on that and come to my free community. I'll show you your options. We'll see what options depending on your situation. And thank you so much for hanging here with me. All these things I just said, what's your takeaway? What did you, I talked about all these bills and everything that's going on. I was trying to rush it so that I don't stay too long. Still, I stayed too long. It's over 30 minutes already. But I covered what I wanted to cover. Hopefully you find a tip there to wake you up. Say, you know what? Because if you are dead, if you are depending on credit cards, all that, no. We need to solve these problems. Me, I'm 58 years, you see. If you are 58, you shouldn't have debt. You should have think of retirement and passive income and all the things that are good. So you have peace of mind, right? But for you young people, you are in more trouble because you have a lot to do. You have to save, build houses, you have children to raise, all that stuff. Woo! Especially now, things are tough. But this Skool platform is making it very easy. So please come. It's free to start the process of making money, different ways. If you want to explore more, I've been recording videos about Skool. Find where I have a Skool thumbnail, Skool. Okay, thank you all so much. So what do you say? Let me see. Those who are on, give me some feedback. What is your takeaway? Before I close it, please type in the chat. What did you take away from all the rambling I've been doing? Was it rambling? I shared some tips. Put in the comments. If you watch it later, put in the comments what tip did you take from what I just said. Tomorrow we're going to go to the third. Yeah, let me check. Tomorrow the third one is what? I'm checking it here. We did housing, which was yesterday. Today we did the utility bills. Let me see what's next on the list. I'm checking here really quickly. Bear with me. How to check bill number 3. Because remember, we are covering all these bills. Number 3 is food. Food and groceries. Tomorrow we are covering food and groceries. Join me again tomorrow around the same time. Thank you so much. When you watch this, add a comment, like it, share with a friend. Join me in that movement to save money, to make more money, okay? Did anyone put some feedback? Let's see, 10:30. Okay, who is putting any feedback? I don't want to cut you off because I'm about to close it. If you're typing something, please type it in the chat, like right now, so I can read it loud and clear. What is your takeaway? What did you hear today that you didn't know? And a tip you're going to use? But I also started another community. I call it Share Your Story. But that one is a paid one. It's not free. If you want to share your story, I could share it here too. If you have a story to share, okay? Let me get you the link to that one also. But that one is exclusive. It's paid. It's paid. In fact, that's where I'm going right now. I'm going there right now. If you, I'm going there first, and then I'll go to the free one next. So let me give you the link to that one. Who is joining me? Those of you, some of you here are already members. Let's go there first. It's already looking like it's live. So let's go to that one. The one I just shared, the different one. If you want to join me now, it's paid, but it has the free trial, 7 days. Click on that. It's about sharing stories. Come share your story, your whatever story you have. We are just sharing. People are going through a lot of things. Come, feel free to share. If you're still going through it, ask for tips. Yeah, that's how it is. If it's a money story, struggle, come share it. We're here to share tips. Okay, thank you so much. Those of you who are in this share story, click right there and join me. After I close this in 5 minutes or less, I'll be in the share your story. Then after that, I'll be in the new, I'm going everywhere like that. And then after that, I may be in Zoom or I may be in TikTok. Okay, I'm in a movement. It's a movement. If you want to join it, come, let's go. Thank you so much. And a comment from me, like, share. Okay, bye-bye.